Having rope in a survival situation can make the difference between life and death. But what if you don't have any? Today we're going to teach you how to make rope using nothing but your hands and maybe a little bit of fire if you need it. You're in the wild and you need rope. How do you do that? Well, you're gonna need some plants.
Beautiful, living plants.
But what plants are good and what plants are bad? This is the question. I've done research and it's hard to find. But one thing that I've learned is if you twist the plant and it breaks, bad plant.
No good can come of this.
Better plant. You see, apparently what you need for plants and rope is fiber. From the little bit of research I did, I found out that in this area, one of the best plants for making rope is agave, or anything that's close to agave. Basically, you need fiber. Now, I've seen a lot of different ways that you can actually get these fibers from the plant. There's burning, there's boiling, or you can just find one that's already dried up. So we're gonna try all of them and see which one works out the best. So stay tuned. Maybe you'll learn something. This is agave, I think. In any case, it has fiber. We're gonna make rope out of it. Let's go. Okay, so we've got our plant and we've decided that we're gonna try 3 different ways to try to make this rope. First, we have one that has already been dried out that we just got off the ground. Second, we're going to boil one. And third, we're gonna burn one with some fire. We'll see how that all works out. And just the main goal of this is to get it all separated and get the fibers out so that we can twist them up and turn them into rope. So if you're gonna go ahead and take a dead one, you're just gonna pull it apart with your hands and try to get it as fine as you can. If you decided to burn and boil it, you're gonna take it out and you're gonna basically squeegee out the insides of the plant and the outsides of the plant. Basically, we're trying to get anything that's stuck to the fiber off of the fiber. And once you do that, you just let it dry and you can twist it finally into the actual rope making process. And as you can see right here, that little white bit, once all the green is gone, you see that little bit of white right there? That is fiber. That's what we've been looking for. So you can do the same process with any other plants. Of course, getting the fiber out might vary depending on what you're using, but basically you want to get the fiber. Once you've got the fiber, you can go on to the next step. Okay, so here we have the fiber from the dry plants that we got. So we didn't boil or cook this or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna separate a little bit of it here. So what you do is get your nice long strands like this, and then kind of try to find the middle point of those strands and just fold it completely over on itself, like so. And then you're just gonna twist that just a little bit, just like this. Twist it. Get that as tight as you can, just that little bump right there, okay? And now you've got these 2 different legs coming out here, just like that. And you're gonna take one end, so I'm gonna take this leg right here, and I'm gonna spin it away from me. Just keep spinning it. Twist it, twist it, twist it. Get that as tight as I can. And once I feel like it's pretty tight, I'm gonna take my bottom finger over here, and I'm gonna grab this other one, and I'm gonna spin towards me this time. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We just take this other leg, twist, twist, twist. Take this finger right here, reach down, grab the other leg, and then twist towards yourself. You just keep doing that. That's the rope right there. There you go. And so you just continue that process until you get down a little farther. Get your legs all wound up and whatnot. Okay, now you probably see a problem straight off the bat and that's that we've got these short little legs now, and we're gonna end up with a little bit of rope that's not gonna be a whole lot of use to us. So all you have to do to make that rope longer is come over here, grab some more of your fiber, and you're gonna take it and just kind of mix it in with this other strand right here, and just give it a little extra length. Then as you twist it and turn it in as you were doing before, it'll start to get longer again as well. So you can do that with both sides and until you get the desired length of whatever you're making. So again, this is the one that we made from the dry stuff, just the dead leaf that we found. That's just a little bit of cordage, fairly strong. You can pull on it, you can see that it's just not going to break. There you go. That's the dry one. We're going to do the wet one, or the one that we boiled, and see how that one turned out. So this time I'm going to go ahead and spin this strand together first, just to get it a little more organized. But same thing as before, I'm just going to fold it over in half. I'm going to make that loop right there. And then I'm going to take the loop, we're going to pinch it a little bit, get it as close as we can, and then spin that. Keep spinning it until you can't really get it any tighter than it is. And we are good to go. We can start that up. So you can already tell straight off the bat it's a lot more fine than if we use the dry one. It's a lot more cooperative as well, so it's a little easier to work with. So we'll go ahead and do that same process we did before. It's important to remember too, whenever you're adding any more to make your rope longer, you want to try to make it about as thick as the rope already was before. Otherwise, like this one, so you can see it's a little fatter over here, a little skinnier over here, and that's just because where I added it, I added a little too much in parts. So if you're trying to make it look more uniform, you'd want to make sure that the ends match each other as far as thickness goes. And there you go, not too bad. So here's our dry one, here is our wet one. You can see this one's definitely a lot more put together, a lot tighter. And this one has a lot more stray pieces and whatnot like this. But in the long run, I'd say it's definitely best to boil it. Like you saw, we did try to burn them, but boiling was just so much more efficient in getting the actual strands. It's just the same thing for the dry one. Dry, I feel like, would be about the same speed as burning it, but boiling it, it comes off a lot easier, so you can get all these strands a lot quicker. So definitely I'd say take the plant and boil it. Keep in mind that this came from a piece of the leaf that we cut off that was only about this big. And so to get that back into this is not too bad. And we didn't even use that entire piece. We actually cut that piece that was about this big, about that wide, and we cut that into like a fourth, and this is what we got. And so if we had actually finished the job of scraping it all out and getting everything, we could make much more rope and it'd be a lot faster. The only thing that takes time is boiling it. So these probably took about the same amount of time, but if you were trying to make a lot, you just boil a lot of it at once and then it should be a lot faster. But yeah, that's how you make your rope and stuff. So for reasons that would be applicable to survival and whatnot. Of course, you can always use this stuff to make a shelter. You could use it to make traps for animals, and a simple snare trap would work well with this. You can use it to hold things, use it to hang things from trees, like, to keep your food away from bears, stuff like that. The uses are many for rope in this survival situation. So if you didn't know how to make rope with your hands, now you do. Okay, so one more way that you can go about this if you're just in the wild and you don't have like a drill per se, because you could do this with the drill and be a lot faster. But let's say that you're in a survival situation, you do not have a drill. So how can you make this a quicker process? What I just showed you with your hands does get it very tight. It gets it really well done. So if you're looking for some quality rope that you need to trust, that might be the best way to go about it. But if you're trying to make big, thicker rope that you want to trust it, if you're trying to trust it even more, what you can do is get your rope, or get your couple of pieces of rope. Right now we have the two that I just made. And so we're gonna tie those together real quick here. So now we have this longer one that's been tied together. But what we're gonna do is take a pen, or if you don't have a pen, like a stick or something that you can just get it around. You can pull it up like this, hold it at the ends. I'm assuming you have more than this as well. You wouldn't use your hands. You'd probably want to wrap this around or tie this other end over here onto another branch or something. But what you do is then just take this and start twisting it. And you're just gonna get that rope to kind of intertwine, wrap around itself. So now you've got something twice as strong, or 3 times as strong. Usually when you make a thicker rope, you're gonna use 3 strands. And what you do is stick it on a hook or something, so you could wrap it around. Say this is a branch like this, just sticking out from a tree. You could take that and just tie a knot in itself, and then slide that over like that. And then same thing over here. You get another one, and then all you're going to do is the same thing as before, is you're just going to make sure that these get twisted together. And you can do that a couple different ways. One way, again, is to tie another pen or another stick or something on the other end and do it that way. For this case though, we'll just go ahead and do what I originally just showed you. We'll tie the two pieces together, wrap it around. Again, you don't have to hold them, you just need to make sure they're fixed like this. And you want to try to keep it tight, keep that tension on there. That'll give it a much stronger bond once you're done actually wrapping it in on itself like this. So from there, we'll just go ahead and keep on spinning it. So typically what I'd recommend doing is tying this end to a stick. Then you can use two hands on this and pull tight. And then you can turn it a lot more effectively. You can see it's a little bit of a struggle if you're just using one hand. But again, take this principle, put it on a larger scale, put it in the woods, and that's really what this is all about. So that's feeling pretty good there. I've got it pretty tight. It's starting, you'll see as it starts to kind of loop in on itself like that right there. That's why you got to keep it tight, but once it starts to do that, you're looking pretty good, so you can go ahead and stop. And then I just like to hold it for a little bit, get it to try to keep that shape so it doesn't unwind when we take it off. And there we go. We should be able to take that pen out. And now we've got much thicker rope. And that isn't gonna break. So if you need rope you can trust, that's how you're gonna go ahead and go about it. So let's see if I can pull it apart here. Yep, nope, we're good. That's solid. So again, same thing, just take as much rope as you can get. If you wanna make it thicker, you can just keep doing that. You put it together, start twisting it again, and you get a thicker and thicker piece of rope till you have like those big ones I use for ships and things. But yeah, that's the basics of how to make a rope in the wild. Congratulations, now you're a survivor. Alright, so thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe. Put in the comments that you support this and you want to see more. If there's anything else survival oriented that you would like to see, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can get to it. Okay, bye.